Science isn't a set of beliefs. It's not like Methodists and Catholics. Those people, Methodists and Catholics can believe whatever they want to, and they say, I will believe it. I'll stick by my story till I die, right? I'm a Methodist, pure and simple. That's okay for that kind of stuff. Scientists are not supposed to believe anything. Scientists are supposed to have some evidence that leads them tentatively to some conclusion or to some action. They're supposed to be able to show that to other scientists, any interested person, in fact, who's willing to understand what it is that was used as evidence, should be able to say, yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense, using rules of inference that we've used since Aristotle. Okay, and it's not complicated at all. You learn it in the 6th grade. Most scientists forget it pretty quickly. But science is not a set of beliefs. I mean, there's only one belief in science that you have to retreat to commitment at a certain point. You have to say, we do believe that if A implies B and B implies C, then A implies C. And we do believe that if P is a proposition which is true, then not P is a proposition that is false. That's all we have to believe in science. The rest of it is tentative, awaiting further study. And almost every single thing that is considered to be a fact in the 20th century, in another 200,000 years, will look very silly. You know, if you just picture yourself being a real bright Egyptian mathematician and thinking that you really understand math, and then see what you'd look like from the point of view of somebody in the year 2000. Did you really understand math? Nope. Was any of it right? Nope. It was all wrong in just a little way here, a little bit there, there were things wrong with it. I wouldn't be surprised if 200,000 years ago from now, Aristotelian logic turned out to not be. You know, it's already starting to look kind of funny because of quantum mechanics. Sometimes things are true and not true at the same time. Sometimes effect precedes cause. Time isn't quite what we think it is either. Nothing is certain in science. There's no room for beliefs. Beliefs are for people. Beliefs are for things where you want to have a belief that helps bolster your courage in something in order to act. So that's what religion's for. You know, there you say, I'm going to believe in something that's going to help me to get through this mess out here that I've got to get through. And I'm going to do that because it's useful for me to believe that. And the harder I believe in it, the more powerful I get in a way. Especially if I want to start bossing a lot of people around and I can get them to believe the same thing. That's a belief. The difference between that and science was established clearly, at least in England in the 17th century, by the Royal Society, the founding of the Royal Society is still around now. They probably don't remember this, that same bunch of assholes, but people that won't accept my papers anymore. But they said there's a big difference between empirical science. Empirical science is something that can be done in front of other people. You can show it on a stage. I can do my experiment in front of anybody who is interested in seeing the results, and we should all agree on the results. We don't have to worry about why. You know, we really don't. We don't ever, if you why long enough, you'll always come to a big because. And you won't be able to always know. But you can know what you showed. You can say, if I take this ball and I roll it down an inclined plane, it rolls down at a certain rate. It has to do, I think, with some kind of force we're going to call gravity. But I don't have to really know why it does. I can just show you that it does every time. We can make cannons that will drop balls on people's heads with the same principle. It works. I can show you that it works by making the cannon. I can show you by repeating the experiment. I don't have to know why, and I don't have to believe in balls because I can throw one at you. You know, I don't believe in them. They are there because I can pick them up. I have them in my hand. I don't believe in science. I don't believe in polio. Do you believe in polio? I mean, we are under the impression that there was a disease called polio that it caused certain, when it got into your brain, it was terrible for you, and some people died from it. We have evidence for it, but we don't believe in it. It's not in some church somewhere. And if somebody came along 100 years from now, studied the whole thing and said, you know what, there wasn't ever a disease called polio, it was a mistake. It was something else. It wasn't a disease. It was just, you know, I mean, then you change your mind about it in science. You're always ready to have your favorite theory proven wrong. And if you're not, you shouldn't be doing science. In fact, most of the people that are doing science shouldn't be there. Children should not be encouraged to go into science, by the way. Children should be encouraged to avoid it unless they just can't stand not being scientists. It's not a wonderful area where everybody is happy and heroes. There are very few of us that get the chance to go over to Stockholm and pick up a prize. It's a hard job. There are a lot better jobs for people that have belief systems. I mean, if you want to believe in something, you can be a lawyer. You can believe in law. There's a lot of places in law where you can believe. It's okay. You can be in church. You can be a church person. You can believe there. You can be lots of other professions. You could be in real estate where you believe things. You don't do too well in real estate if you use too strict a belief system, but science is a place for people that just are too ornery to believe in anything. They say, show me. Show me why you think this is one way, and I'll try to show you another way, and we'll both do this, and we'll enjoy doing that. We'll debate about what is the actual outcome of the experiment, and we'll do it over and over again until we all agree. Then we'll move on to the next step. Make some gunpowder, something like that. Make cars. You know, we don't believe in cars. It's not a belief. They're there. You can get run over by one. You don't have to believe in them. We believe in things like God. You know, the Catholics have sort of forgotten that, and that's why they sort of took a hit by science last century. It's a belief thing. It's faith. That's totally different from science.